Hey, this is Rav Kalman, Rav Keith, checking in from a base around Lachish, which is the middle south part of the country. Probably can hear some people practicing shooting, and you might hear some, I assume, Israeli fighters flying over us, heading to more serious areas in Gaza. Uh, as you can tell, my unit got called up like everyone else after we heard what happened, and we're just kind of switching regular soldiers and covering this area while we assume they go take care of more scary things. Uh, and we have free time. Everyone came up immediately to the base, so there's a lot of free time to learn, and there are many Gemarot and Psukim in the Torah which teach us that the greatest thing we could do with our free time is learn Torah, daven, do extra mitzvahs, and please Hashem, may our Torah serve to protect all of those who really need it, who are going to need it, and to heal all those who are sick. Like everyone else, I'm in shock and mourning. Found out this morning about a good friend of mine, Yosef, who I play frisbee against. He's the sweetest, nicest guy in the world. 21-year-old kid with a wife and kid who was killed in the battle. He was trying to save lives on Shabbos. And so doing this Lilu Nishmato for Yosef and for the protection of everyone else. So over the course of our Parsha Shiurim, we've been trying to develop the basic theme that the Torah is really complex, and when you read it slowly and carefully, you unravel hidden mysteries. So we're going to quickly show that in this week's Parshat Bereshit. So one of the most important questions of our generation is trying to understand how the Torah works with what modern science says about how old the universe is. Most modern scientists are going to tell you the world has been here for billions of years, 15 billion or so. I mean, as you read the Parsha, it seems like it's been here for 6 days. That seems to be a huge contradiction, and one that bothers a lot of reasonable people who aren't willing to just throw away all modern scientists. It's a good question. It's actually a question that bothered me so much that in my 12th grade high school paper, I spent like 6 months researching different answers which rabbis had given to this question. I think I wrote up about 16 different answers. Great book called Challenge. The Lubavitcher Rebbe has a lot to say about it. Nowadays, there's a lot of great books on the topics. Rav Nelson Slifkin has what to say, has a book about it. Nathan Aviezer has an excellent book called In the Beginning. And Dr. Schroeder has a book about it. So certainly this is a huge topic. You could do semesters on this one topic. I want to share with you one answer, or towards an answer, which also will enlighten, hopefully, every time you open up Parshas Bereshit, the text. For the sake of the brevity of time, I'm not going to show it to you pasuk inside, but you'll trust me, and you'll go through it on your own. That I believe there's a special pattern that the Torah that develops, which will help us answer this question when we analyze carefully how the world is created. So it all starts with a midrash, which Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai brings down. Maybe it was somewhere in the cave. And he writes, Shabbos comes before Hashem. It says, every day has a partner. What about me, Hashem? I don't have a partner. Hashem says, don't worry. The Jewish people will be your partner. They're going to be your soulmate, your bashert. So what the heck does this midrash mean? What's it trying to teach us? It seems like what Rabbi Shimon was trying to say is the following. If you read the Chumash, every day in creation has a partner. So what's the first thing that's created? Light. God says, let there be light. But interestingly enough, only on the fourth day do we see that Hashem creates the me'orot. the luminaries, the sun, the moon, the stars. So how could that be? So first off, we have to stop here, as Rav Hirsch and many, many others have pointed out, and realize clearly if there was no sun during those first 3 days, the days which the Torah was talking about must have been different types of days, not 24-hour days, because 24 hours only exists when you have the sun. So it must have been different types of days, and perhaps that can help us when we're trying to understand. Maybe those first 3 days could have equaled billions of years, because it was a day from God's perspective, not a day from our perspective. So we'll keep that in mind and put that in the back of our head. But what I'm trying to point out is that the first day is the light, and the fourth day, or the sun, which brings that light out into reality. So it's like the light, the first day is what's potentially out there, and the fourth day is what's in reality going to be out there, and actualizing that potential. So if we take that seriously, let's go back to the second day. On the second day, what's created? Hashem separates the waters and creates space for the heavens and for the earth. So that's the theoretical, what's out there. Now, what's the actualizing of that potential? So let's go to the fifth day. What's created? The birds who are going to go to the skies, and the fish in the waters. So again, we have the creating space, which is the second day, for the heavens and the earth, and then the actualizing that with the birds and the fish on the fifth day. So you see the patterns evolving. On the third day, what's created? The earth sprouts with grass and trees, and land happens. What's created on the sixth day? Animals and mankind who inhabit the land. So once again, we have the potential on the third day and the completion on the sixth day, the reason for it all to exist in the sixth day. With that introduction, now we can understand what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is talking about. The seventh day says, I'm supposed to be the potential. But who's my soulmate? Who's my actualization? He doesn't have a partner. But God says, don't worry. When the Jewish people come, Bayom HaShishi, on the sixth day of Sivan, later in our history, we're going to actualize the Shabbos. We're going to keep Shabbos and create bring it into existence by keeping Shabbos and letting Shabbos' blessing flow down into the world. So besides the fact that this is just a beautiful way of understanding, the patterns in the Torah, I think what this is showing us is that Torah is not seemingly meant to only be a history book. It's not a biology book. It's not there to tell us how things evolved. What it's there to tell us is lessons for life. Here, it's telling us lessons about the goal of Shabbos, about the goal of the Jewish people, about actualization and realization of that potential, and the centrality, apparently, of Shabbos for a Jew, because the Torah is given to us as a book of theology, a book of lessons, to make our lives meaningful and purposeful as Jews, and really for the whole world. It doesn't appear to me to be a biology book. That's a different genre. That's not the goal of Chumash. Chumash is a different book. For example, if I was reading George Orwell and reading Animal Farm, if I were to be taking that literally, I would misunderstand the point. It's a crude metaphor, but you get what I'm saying. The Torah is there to teach us lessons, and to me, that's the simplest way of understanding how modern science and the Torah align. They have different functions, they have different goals, they're there for different purposes, and if we read the Torah carefully, we'll eke out its beautiful lessons. So that's my last teaching. The vibe here in the base has been upbeat, has been warm. Everyone's mourning for someone, but at the same time, there's a spirit of camaraderie. And really, for me, what I'm taking out of it is just to focus in on my brachos of gratitude, my Asher Yatzars, and really just going out of my way, every person I see, to say thank you to them. Life is too short not to be grateful to Hashem and to others. And we can spend our lives complaining and being bitter, or we could spend our lives spreading light and being grateful. So on that note, we're going to end with a bracha, maybe the last bracha that some of us will have together. Hope you have a l'chaim with me on this beautiful seltzer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. L'chaim, l'chaim. Please keep safe, keep on davening, keep on learning, keep in touch. Have a great day.